Neal Podcasts. I'm Neal.
I'm Neal.
And he's Neal. So yeah, we've been gone for a couple weeks.
Yes, we've been having some stuff going on lately. So, yeah.
Yeah, did your wife decide to do a boot camp a couple weeks ago? Started doing that.
Yes.
That's
How
fun.
did that go for you, Neal?
Oh, I fucked up immediately at the beginning of the day. Like I slept in way too late and decided to eat. It was a pre-workout, a banana, and a fig bar in the truck on the way there.
Let's do this boot camp on nothing but a little bit of fruit and
Yeah.
pre-workout.
Well, it was. I had no time. It was no time to digest, and then by the time I finished it, I was like, I'm too hot. I'm too hot, and I can feel it right here in my chest.
Oh yeah, Sandy said she saw you struggling in a few spots during at a few
Yeah,
stations.
there was a couple times I went, ooh. Oh, and I just
it was that kind of day. You're like, oh, I pushed too hard. Don't push it too hard.
Yeah, well, I still think I had the stations that were, at least for me, they were easier to hardest because I ended on a sled push and pull, and I think the first one was like push-ups on box and seated squat jump or box jumps. I was like, to me, that was way easier than having to push those sleds.
I mean, but how heavy were the sleds though? They weren't
I don't
that
know.
bad.
They just had like a 35
I mean,
on
there
them.
were plenty of other 50, I think, maybe even a 6-year-old woman that did it before you, man.
Yeah,
So.
I think they did. I think they did. And
But hey, you struggled. Hey, everybody has their own journey. What can you say?
I finished. I just, when I was done,
Okay.
I did. I finished the fucking thing.
I didn't say you didn't finish, Neal.
You didn't
I just
have
said
to.
okay.
You had that smirky, that shit.
Neal.
Yeah.
Neal. Hey.
Look, man.
Neal. Good for you.
Good for me.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Hey, look, I finished it, and then it was afterwards.
Oh, I heard about the aftermath.
I threw up all over their trash can. That was fun. That was
good. Man, that is that was just so funny because Sandy said she saw you struggling, and then she said she pushed you on the very end. She said you were doing something, and then she said she jumped out there to start doing it with you to get you to go to keep because she saw you about to quit.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah. I was like, fuck it. We got a minute left. I cannot get another up and down. And as soon as, not because I couldn't physically, but because I was like, this puke's coming. And then Sandy's like, you gotta come, you gotta do one more. And I did one more, and I flipped back. I was like, I gotta lay down because maybe I wouldn't.
I'm gonna tell you right now, never lay down like that.
I know.
Like just never go, "Ugh," and just lay back on your back, head, dude. You're gonna start seeing spots. You're gonna start getting dizzy and shit,
that's exactly
man.
what happened.
Oh no,
And
the worst possible thing.
And I went outside to try to cool down because it was cold that day. And I was like, all right, I'm good. Went back in, sat down on the bench right next to the bathroom. And another lady that was there was like, oh, I don't see nobody in the bathroom. I'm going to go in there. And I said, please don't go. I was thinking, please don't go in the bathroom. Please. And as soon as she did, it was at that you have to go now. And I jumped up and just right on the trash can. Most in, some not. I apologize to that lady in her studio.
Oh yeah, she saw it coming.
She called it.
She saw you from across the room. Was like, he don't look all right.
No.
And then she saw you sit down, and she was like, hold on. And she stopped mid conversation with Sandy. They were talking about something. To me, she goes, he doesn't look all right. Just she got this concerned look, and she went and grabbed something.
She got a mop bucket with.
As soon as she turned around with the mop bucket, you were just already.
Yep. Well, when the ladies were saying that I was getting pale, you're not supposed to laugh that hard, okay? Look, when they said I was getting pale, I'm like, yeah.
Paler.
That's why I was like, how much paler?
They were like, I can start to see this guy's organs. I don't
Yeah.
think he looks too good.
He's becoming translucent.
Yes. Why I see so many veins? So many veins. This is terrible.
Why you looking like a jellyfish? I don't understand what's happening. But I knew I was in trouble when I got there. Was still chomping on the fig bar as I'm getting ready to walk into the gym.
Oh, that pre-workout just sloshing
That's
around in your fucking stomach.
and fig bar and banana. And then immediately as I walk in, Sandy's like, all right, let's start stretching. I was like, shit, okay. And I felt something in my left hamstring tighten on the first stretch and just went, what the fuck?
Why are you so old, Neal?
Why
are you so old?
Hey,
why you gotta be so old?
Listen,
like, man, we were stretching, and all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, I got hurt. I got hurt during the stretch.
I hurt stretching. I hurt my hamstring stretch. Never really had any kind of hamstring leg issues before. I've had a lot of upper body, but
old age.
I knew when it got tight.
Vaginitis will do that.
Fucking Listen, that's just not gonna happen again.
Trying to say
that's just not
I'm
gonna...
sorry, I got that wrong. It's misdiagnosed. Vaginosis. Let me get it right.
Listen, that's just not gonna happen again. I picked my shit up in the gym. I was like, I got to. I can't.
She's talking about doing another one in a few more months.
That's fine. I'm not. That's just not gonna happen again.
Okay.
That shit is not gonna happen.
Right.
Listen, my upper body was fine, but the leg shit, and on top of the fact that I knew that my leg was already, I was like, why is it tight? And it just felt like any little thing. I was like, it's gonna pull. I know it's gonna pull. It's gonna pull, and I'm gonna be screaming. I was like, I'm not gonna stop, because I can't be like, I can't stop now and be like, listen,
hold on, you can't stop, won't stop,
can't stop, won't stop. But I couldn't stop, because was I embarrassed I threw up? Yes. Did it happen after I finished it? Yes. Had I been like, no, listen, hey, I know we hadn't started shit yet, but my hamstring is killing me, I was like, I will tear this motherfucker if I have to. I'm not going to be that dude. I'm not going to be like, no, I can't even start the boot camp because I hurt myself stretching. Didn't tell Sandy until after. I was like, listen, when we started stretching, I could feel my left hammy just tighten up on me.
Oh, my God. You get hurt during the warm-up. At least you didn't puke dirt in the mid-workout. At least you didn't work that guy who finishes a set and he says,
yeah. Right. See, I would rather be, okay, I finished and puked, than to be, oh, this dude bitched out in warm-ups. Because, and I've never had hamstring, definitely not quad, definitely not hamstring issue. If I had some calf issues, but never hamstring. And then this was the first time where I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like how this feels. I don't like how my hamstring feels. But it was fine. It's fine. But speaking of can't stop, won't stop. You showed me those Diddy tapes, the Diddy notes.
Memos, the Diddy voice notes. So if you haven't heard, Diddy's I guess a former assistant has come out and done an interview, and
right, because I thought he was asking for this shit in prison. He's not asking. This was just like,
no. So
this was a memo, a voice memo to somebody.
Yeah, you know how you could do like talk that instead of sending an actual text, you can do like whatever, record your voice, send that as a message. Little voice messages he would send his assistant, and he was like, oh, he would just ask for all sorts of stuff. He was like baby oil, Astroglide was very important, like this, that, and the other, and he started playing these voice messages. It is like, hey, I need about like 20 Cialis. I need about 10 Adderall. Hey, I need about a Plan B and some mushroom caps.
He was asking for ketamine too, right? Ketamine. Yes. And it like, we were talking about this. Okay. The black delegation, y'all starting to do some white level weird shit when it comes to criminal shit.
Yes.
And
hey, equality. When rich black men can get to the point where they can do the crazy weird shit that these rich white guys are doing, it's now here's where we'll get into the true equality. if he walks,
if he walks,
we have made rich black people have made major strides.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
it'll trickle down to the rest of us.
Yeah.
Trickle
Well,
down,
yeah.
trickle down to what is it?
we're just trying to we're starting
trickle down
out,
equality. Trickle down equality.
Trying to
That's what we're trying to do.
level the playing field.
Yeah. We got rich black people doing weird, crazy sexual shit and getting away with it. You know, the country's come a long way.
Is it illegal to buy 4 pallets of baby oil? No. Is it weird? Maybe.
Now, will whatever you're going to use those 4 pallets of baby oil for illegal? Possibly.
A grown ass man with no babies, because he's got kids, but he ain't got babies.
No.
Baby oil is for 3 things, right? What are you eating? Stop eating shit. Babies, booty holes,
Yep, I'm just saying.
and massages. That's it.
I mean, hey, he did have a masseuse on staff. Maybe he was just making sure that his on-staff masseuse never had to run out. And if you were part of his staff, you could book a massage with the massage therapist on staff. And that's why they needed all the baby oil. Neal, rational decision right there. I mean, that's rational. That's a rational explanation. That would be my defense.
I never even, I can't even imagine finishing that much baby oil. You know how many times I got baby oil with a ex or whoever, and then either you spill the shit everywhere and you got to get a new one, or you bust a hole in it and it leaks over, or it somehow expires and then becomes well.
When was the last time you actually used the last of a baby oil bottle?
That's what I'm saying.
The biggest
I don't.
You always had to get a new one for some stupid ass reason. You lost it. It sprung a leak. It got spilled. Nobody's ever actually used.
It blew up in a bag, and you're just like, well, I don't want this bag anymore, and you just throw the bag away. Oh, man, I don't think he. I guess the thing is, I haven't looked up enough on the Diddy case to see what evidence they do they have. Is everything just circumstantial now?
That's not going to come out until the actual trial starts,
because
they haven't. I don't think they've done the discovery and all that kind of stuff yet.
Because it's going to be well, I mean, all these women came forward, but there's nothing that proves it.
But see, I think here's the thing:
because all these women came forward
after
Diddy
the
was
fact.
pulling phones at part, he was no, put it in a bowl. Here's your ticket number. You get your phone later.
Oh yeah, he was doing that, but there was also, they raided his house before all of these people came out, so they had something on. They had to have had something already, because the feds aren't going to get a warrant to raid your house without some sort of evidence. And then when they got there, that's when it came out that they found all the. Apparently, he had been recording people. It had secret cameras and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I guess if you're a celebrity of that level. Was it the FBI that raided?
Yeah.
They're not, the FBI is not going to just be
coordinated raid,
right?
Cross country coordinated raid. This shit had a lot of planning.
They're not just going to go, this guy named Pookie called in and said that he's got sex tapes and all this other stuff is no, they're going to have evidence. And like you said, if it was coordinated across the U.S. or all of his, Oh, yeah, you got a little bit more than just Pookie saying, hey, Diddy done fucking up.
Oh, yes. And I'm sure it came from some a few complaints. I bet it had to be 2 random employees came out and said something, and then apparently they sat on the case, and apparently they didn't do this until after his, whatever that civil case was from the singer.
Yeah.
Was it Cammy? Once they settled that and all that evidence kind of came out, apparently they used that to get a whole bunch of other shit. So it's.
Oh no, it's not looking good for Diddy.
I mean, he's in there with Mangione or Mangino.
Luigi.
Yeah, Luigi, whatever the dude's name is. So
and isn't that a thing? I don't remember who is who. But Diddy's lawyer is married to Luigi's lawyer, I think. I think they're spouse and wife, right?
Okay, so I know
husband and wife.
I'm not sure about Diddy's lawyer, but I know who Luigi's lawyer is. So Luigi order, I think, is Her name is Tinny, if I remember right, because she's the daughter of Mark Garagos. I don't know if you know who that is. Garagos is like Chris Brown's lawyer. He's got like a podcast and actually knows. He's like he is a number of celebrity lawyers there.
Oh, they just have the same lawyer, I think. Okay.
They have the same lawyer?
Something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember where I heard I don't remember who. That must have been somebody else. But yeah, they had some kind of connection. They have some kind of connection between the two of them, and they're kind of in the same prison.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, have you seen the video of Diddy, like, riding a bike around in the fucking prison and shit?
Was it a bike or a So I
It was
saw
like a little moped type deal or some shit. It's like,
so it's like a motorcycle. It wasn't a bicycle. It was like a motorized bike. He was driving around in prison.
Yes. I mean, you got enough money, you can kind of, I guess you could do whatever, wherever. I mean, I'm just wondering how much it's costing Diddy to just do shit there. Because everything you hear is like prison is a very different place. Like you could have like all this money and power outside of prison, but then when you get into prison, there's a whole different structure.
Or like it depends too on like which prisons you're going to, because there's some private prisons where you're like, oh, this is where rich people go to prison.
This is true. Maybe they put him there. Who knows? But I'm just I don't know. I figure you pay enough money, you have enough money in prison, you can get kind of whatever. I mean, there's dudes with cell phones doing TikTok videos and shit like that all over prison.
I don't know how that blows my mind. It's like, yeah, that's them. They're on TikTok. Like you can see, like he's got the same. If you go over right now, that same inmate number that's on that shirt's going to be on his shirt in there. I bet.
Oh yes.
Hi, princess.
The prison talks are wild to me. Like I've seen have you ever watched prison TikToks?
I've seen some of them. You sent me one where it was like, it was like, hey Jerry, I ain't got no legs.
No, hold on. That was on JPay. And
oh yeah.
So there's two different kinds of different. So there's this, I guess.
So you're talking about like there's the ones on the like, hey, I'm just looking for somebody that'll write me.
Yes.
I get out in 17 and a half years.
Yes.
But like I love to cook. I ain't got no legs.
I'm looking. The dude, the legless dude I sent you was a trip.
He was like, I've been shot, but I ain't got no legs, but I'll still take care of you. I can still take care of you.
I was like, I'll take care of you. How the fuck you gonna take care of somebody?
You have to give up your criminal life because you ain't running from the police.
At all.
Literally, you're not running from the police. You ain't got no legs. He was like knee down, no leg.
Yeah, I gotta call him. Man, if I would call him Lieutenant Dan every time I saw him.
100%.
Hey, Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
What are you gonna do? You gonna fight me? Get down. Kick your ass down.
I mean, he might chucky you, man. Start coming after your Achilles.
Yeah. That's when you just tee off on them, just. Or,
But yes, the prison talks.
The prison.
There's the ones where they're looking for love. There's the prison ones where they're looking for love, and there's the other ones where no, these dudes snuck a smartphone into, and they are in somebody's cell, either making a music video, rapping, showing you how to make pruno, show you how to like do random shit. There is a prison cooking TikTok lane.
I have seen some of those, but no, you know what? I take that back. It was people who have been in prison, and they were like, "Let me show you the recipe."
For a hot minute, maybe they gotten rid of this now, just with everything that's going on. But for a good while, there were guys on doing cooking videos on TikTok from prison. Like I'm talking, they got the exposed wires hooked up to some fucking plate with like exposed on the fucking bed that they're using as like a cooking surface and shit. It was insane.
I mean, I'm not surprised by shit anymore. Like
at all.
When I saw Mr. Piss Air. Or Mr. Air.
Mr. Piss Air.
Mr. Piss Air. Yeah. When I saw that shit, it was the combination of everything that I was seeing at the time. because it was surprising as fuck. It was a black dude for one. Like I was like, that sounds like a real white thing to do.
Very.
And then for him to just be pissing in jugs and slamming them into the ground of his place, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be surprised by anything.
Wood floors.
I know.
The wood floors, though.
And him chasing them like mice and cockroaches around in his place. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be surprised by shit anymore. I see on the internet.
You were shocked by the last video I sent you though, of the Australian dude in the cave.
I wasn't shocked. I just couldn't watch it. I was like, no, because that was too many of my worst things in one spot. Okay.
Oh, so I sent Neal a video, and he was like, "Oh, hey, there's these bats everywhere," and he's just this white dude.
Don't have
Australian
problem with the
accent.
bats, so I started off okay because I was like, I don't care about the
hear
bats.
the bats flying around.
There's a bunch
everywhere.
of bats in this cave,
And you just see this barefoot dude walking around and flashing this light. And as he's flashing right, you're like, what's all that shit moving? And then you realize it's millions and millions of cockroaches. He's just walking through this cave, flashing, and you just see cockroaches everywhere.
He's like, oh, I got some cockroaches on my leg. I was like, dude, you ain't got no shoes on.
Like,
you had no shoes, no socks, no nothing. You was in a cave.
I think he might have been shirtless. I think he was shirtless and shorts.
He probably had, man. And then I started immediately. See, I'm doing it now, thinking about it. Like I started scratching.
It gets even better though.
Yeah.
As he's walking, you hear the bat, you see all the roads. You're like, oh man, they got these two huge reticulated pythons in here. And then he's like, oh, there's another one, and reaches below the rocks under the other two and just snatches one out from the fucking rock.
Yeah, he reaches in like he has to get into this crack and grabs one. And I don't know if those motherfuckers were poisonous, but I always thought when they had the slit in the eye, the cat eye, they're poisonous.
No.
Them motherfuckers had slits, and I was like, those are poisonous, and he's just reaching. I don't care if they're not. I know what you're about to say. I know what you were about to do. You were about to interrupt me, and you were about to tell me that they weren't poisonous, and I'm about to tell you I don't give a fuck, okay? Because those fucking snakes had slits in their eyes, and that made them double as dangerous. And then he starts going into the third worst thing I hate is it's those people that get into those. They're like, oh yeah, I can't move anything right now, and if I get stuck, I'm really in trouble because I'm 700 feet into this cave that you can only get to by crawling like a damn worm into it. And I was like, I can't. And I started panicking. I quit breathing, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore because it was the snakes and the cockroaches, and then the
tight spaces.
The tight spaces all at the same time. I was like, I want to see what else you have for me. So I quit watching that video. So I don't know what happened at the end of it. After he grabbed that snake and started looking at it in its face, I was like, no. Why are you doing that? Because even if it's not poisonous, that motherfucker could just be like and stick to your face.
That's what I was waiting on.
Yeah.
So bad. As soon as he just snatched that snake back and it turned and just the way it just turned and just kind of looked at him, this motherfucker really just grabbed me. Like the snake would just look back confused at this motherfucker that just pulled him out of a rock. And so it was like I was expecting it to just sit there and just bite his ass right there.
I will say those two snakes look like, what is this motherfucker doing in here? Like, why are you here, bro? You were in the wrong spot. You in the wrong spot. You in the wrong side of the neighborhood. You need to go on back that way and get the fuck out of our territory. And then grabbed it. But this motherfucker grabbed me. I thought he's going to get eaten. There's going to be a bigger snake in there. It looked like out of some damn, the Mummy movie, you know, when all the scarabs and everything were crawling all over the floors.
Yes.
Like, this is some real life Indiana Jones shit.
No, you remember that movie? Oh, what was it? It had the three chicks that went cave. They turned it into a vampire movie with the three chicks. They went into the caves. It's like a British movie. Fuck, I think it's not the Abyss. Damn it, Into the Darkness. It's a really
Charmed.
good movie.
No.
It's a really good movie. It reminded me a lot of that because these three chicks go down into these fucking caves, and this fucking video looked just like those caves.
No, because that was the thing is I felt like I was like, is this a movie? And then I'm like, no, this is just some dumb ass dude in a cave.
It's a bogan, man. I feel like I gotta find somebody Australian. I gotta show him this video. I was like, is this bogan behavior? Because bogans, I don't
Is
know
that
if you know
Australian
what a
redneck?
essentially,
Okay.
that is essentially what it is.
Okay.
And I was like, is this bogan behavior?
It looks that's you know what? Yeah, it is, because if you think about what our rednecks do, like
Just
when you,
snatching snakes out of a fucking pond and
or
shit.
when I'm like, hey, I want you to picture a dude noodling in Lake Tawakoni or whatever. You're picturing cut off denim shorts with
Yep.
no shirt, no shoes,
Yep.
a mullet, and a trucker hat. That's immediately like, and with a cigarette,
A mullet or a buzz cut, one of the two. Some sort of buzz.
I think the mullet's making a comeback. I think we're starting to get prettier mullets.
It's making a comeback with high school athletes. Like if you go look at the last like 3 or 4 years of the top recruits,
Yeah.
top white recruits anyway. Not a lot of brothers doing this, but top white recruits like
Well, y'all never
going
really
into college.
called it the mullet, like
For
even
black
though
dudes, it's a shag.
yeah,
It's a shag.
yeah.
It's a shag or a booty.
But I'm starting to see shags come back. I'm starting to see.
But we're also in Dallas. When did shags ever really leave Dallas?
Okay, they never left, but they started to dissipate. Like it was getting like this is too much, guys. Like both white and black delegate. There's too much. Too many shags. Too many mullets.
Yes.
But then I felt like I started to miss them, and now they're making a comeback, and I'm like, hey, I ain't seen a good one of those in a minute. You know what? He's keeping up with that. Whichever one, pick one. Pick whichever one. They're both. You know, that's a good one.
The shag is is the equivalent of the shag is the mullet for black people. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, and there's nothing like you gotta keep your I'm white delegate. You gotta keep the sides. You know, you gotta fade. You gotta keep them. Because that mullet's got to be that main attraction.
Yeah. Oh,
so
absolutely.
you don't want the nappy side. You got to do a good fade on the side. You got to do the Bosworth. You got to make it. You know,
the Bosworth.
You got to put the paint in the side of
the fucking Bosworth.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that fucking dude. Fucking Brian Bosworth.
He was a beast in college. But,
got his ass trucked by Bo Jackson at the pros. Bo Jackson ran through his fucking chest.
Yeah. Yeah, Bo Jackson welcomed his ass to the NFL quick, and then he never really recovered after that. That was kind of it.
No, not at all.
He injury riddled, just never really became what he was supposed to be, and he was a college monster. But of course, we didn't watch his ass because it was before.
I mean, we were young enough to pay attention to football, but I wasn't a big college football fan at the time.
I didn't know who he was till way after his career had already ended.
I knew him just because I remember just the commercials.
No, I knew him from the commercials. We
watched football a lot. But we watched pro football. We didn't really watch a lot of college at the time.
Well, I guess
at least I didn't.
Yeah,
anyway.
I think it was more like I knew who he was because of Speed Stick.
Oh, yeah.
And all the commercials that he was doing, but I didn't remember him from his. I just knew he was an NFL player.
Okay.
But I'm like, what'd you do? Like, oh, you weren't that good. Like, you knew Bo Jackson because he was Bo Jackson. You knew everybody else, but I was like, oh, I know him from the commercials.
Okay. Yeah,
and who so happened to be an NFL linebacker, you know.
Speaking of NFL, we got the fucking Super Bowl.
Oh yeah,
next week.
Yeah, freaking Eagles and Chiefs. I want to see the Chiefs win it.
To be honest, I want the Chiefs to win just so because I don't want, God forbid, another Eagles Super Bowl.
But I want to see it because we've never seen it. We've never seen the three-peat in the NFL. We've seen it in the NBA. I don't know about MLB or anything else, but I know in NFL they haven't. And yeah, it'll be 4 and 5 years.
Yeah, 4 and 5.
Yeah,
I mean, the only way I really see Philly beating them is if Saquon Barkley runs for like over 150 yards. If Saquon Barkley has over 150 yards, I feel like the Eagles will win.
Yeah, I just don't. I do, but I don't see him doing that. But then I'm always wrong about this, so you're probably right, and the Eagles are probably going to win.
I would hate it. So, see, hold on.
Unless this real conspiracy about the refs really pulling everything for the Chiefs happens, but I'm gonna be paying close attention, and if we can blatantly see it, because I don't think I ever really some of the calls, yes, but like they're saying every game the Chiefs are getting these calls
It's like one or two questionable calls, or it's like a few like very close. It could go very close. Like he had one where I feel like Mahomes kind of baited it, but it didn't happen. Where he
right.
was running and he just slid at the last minute. Two guys run into each other, but they call illegal,
Oh, I did see that
the
one.
personal
They
foul.
was it the Baltimore game
I
or
think it was
was it
Baltimore. Oh,
where
no,
they
no, no, it
the
wasn't Baltimore. They didn't play Baltimore. It was the Texans.
oh right.
It was the Texans game,
And
I
then
think.
he slid, and then the Texans clashed into each other. But then
Yes.
they said that it was
Helmet to helmet.
aiming, or was it
Yeah.
helmet to helmet? Or
They called it targeting or something.
targeting. Yeah, that was right. They were calling it targeting.
But they completely missed him.
They
Hit
missed
each
him.
other in the head, but hey,
Yeah.
they get the targeting call.
But then I go, well, but if you pay attention to every real game, there's a couple of those in there anyway. With most teams, I
Yeah.
think it's because it is the Chiefs. It's
It-
like, well, hey,
I think because it goes the Chiefs' way so often, that's what it is. Because every game is going to have a few of those calls.
true,
but
it
they're
is
always like
it's
it's always
their
going like
way
yeah.
where it's helping them win the game. But then I could be like, well, but is Mahomes just that good where if he gets a play or two called his way, that's enough for him to make a difference where somebody else is not?
I mean, yes, but then people will make the argument where it's like you'll watch these other games like the Detroit game
yeah,
where was it Stafford? Not Stafford. Yeah, Stafford.
Goff?
No, Goff. Yeah, where Goff was running
Goff.
after the pick, and
Yeah.
dude runs up and just annihilates
Mhm.
Goff, and now he's out for like a series, and he has to go in the back. Who knows? How that might have affected the
True,
game.
true,
And there was
yeah.
no call, and everybody's like, if that was Mahomes, if Mahomes would have got just lit
Oh,
up like
yeah.
that, immediate penalty.
Was that Goff or Stafford? I thought that was
was
Stafford that
Whoever's
happened
the
to.
Lions QB was. Oh no, was it? Yeah.
No, I thought it was the Rams. Didn't
Was it the
Stafford
Rams?
or did it happen to both of them? I get what you're saying.
I want to say it was the Lions. It was
Yeah,
the
I
Lions
get-
because Teddy because I remember whoever the black backup came in and like they ended up getting a touchdown on that drive while he was out.
I get what you're saying. I hope that doesn't happen in the Super Bowl. I hope that it's a game and it's like, no, they won it. And because I want to see a three-peat. That's something I've never seen.
You know what? You know why they couldn't get the three-peat before?
Well, I know why.
What? Go ahead. Tell the
Why,
answer.
why the Chiefs didn't get it or the
Why-
Cowboys?
no, why?
didn't
No,
get it?
no, 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 no. Why the Chiefs are not just now starting to on the path to getting their third in a row? I can tell you why.
Why?
It's the power of Taylor.
Oh God.
The Chiefs were a good franchise, not great, but then look who showed up, and then all of a sudden, hey, they win another one. Now they're on the way to win their third. What's the main difference between now and then? The one shining
Taylor
light sitting
Swift.
up in the press box this whole playoffs, Neal. Just letting you know.
Sure.
I'm just saying, she turns everything she touches turns to gold. I'm just saying. This is what she does, Neal, and I don't know why you haven't come to appreciate it yet.
Yeah, Travis Kelce was.
She
okay as soon as-
upgraded the Chiefs, man. I'm just letting you know.
I wouldn't be I'm not. That's another thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that's really some kind of factor in some ways. It's like, no, we don't need to fucking lose Taylor Swift. Like, are you kidding me? Are you looking at these ratings?
We
have
all of a
to-
sudden
yeah.
have a generation of girls
Yeah.
who are just started watching
It's like,
football.
you don't understand. Like 100 million more people went to our website yesterday after Taylor Swift for some.
But then
I don't
again,
know.
I will say, if they do break up, she's always gonna. The album's gonna be amazing. The album, she always makes an album after a
You
breakup.
think? Yeah, you think like. You're right. Yeah, Taylor has to break up with Travis. Travis can't break up with Taylor, right?
No.
No. I'm saying,
Yeah,
like
it can't.
if somebody was to break up, Taylor would have to break up with him. He can't break up
I
with
think
her
so. I think it would have to be.
because like
I would think so.
he just been like, man, I can't do this.
I mean,
right
but does he
now."
want to be the guy who dumps Taylor Swift?
That's what I'm saying. He can't break. He has to make her break up with him.
Really? But then if she breaks up with him, now he's got that same massive group. Well, they would hate him either way if they broke up in general.
Yeah, they're not. He's not gonna be he'll be an afterthought to whoever she gets with next. And they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah," or you remember blah 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 blah. Travis.
But see,
and
at
then
that,
now,
I also would want to know too, who takes care of who in that situation?
They're not married.
No. Like, I'm taking you out. I'm gonna take you here. Like, does Taylor sweep?
She better.
Does Taylor
She-
sweep
yeah.
Travis off his feet?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Does she fly him out?
Yeah.
To take him on these amazing vacations? Because Lord knows, like, she's got
Yeah.
way more money
It's like-
than Travis Kelce.
It's like
so he's like,
yeah.
oh no, come party with me on my yacht. Like, come on, baby. You go. You and your friends. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Right.
Is he
100%
getting
think
treated like
she-
some fucking
she should be.
20-year-old model right now?
She should be. It's like saying he makes $36,000 a year and she makes $500K a year. That's probably the real difference in how much money they're making a year. She should be paying for everything. She should be paying. Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't be getting her gifts and shit, but like if they go anywhere, it shouldn't even be a question. It'd be like, yeah, babe, you got this right. Like, this is a $50,000 dinner. Like, I'm in the end. I get it, but like, this is what I did one time for my offensive lineman. This is every night with you. Okay. It's
Like, when do they have that
$28,000 a
conversation?
jet. Yeah, it's day one.
He's like, hey, I don't know what kind of lifestyle
Yeah.
you're used to,
Yeah.
but probably can't afford it.
Right.
Just so you know. So if you want to
Yeah.
do and keep doing what you doing on hey, you gonna have to.
It's like I have tight end money. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have quarterback money. I have tight end money.
That's true.
Because then he making like 11 and a half, 12 million a year or something like that. Which is
Something
no chump change.
Yeah.
But Taylor's like, oh, I didn't even think about something and I just made that much money with products or merchandise or whatever I just did.
Oh man.
You're getting my blood pressure up on
Oh,
purpose.
Travis Kelce could possibly be so hold on. That's crazy because she would have to come to him if they get married. She would come to him with the prenup.
Yeah.
That is insane.
100%.
That's insane that you're coming to this NFL, this Hall of Fame NFL tight end. Like, hey, I'm gonna need you to sign this prenup before we get married,
Right.
bro.
One of
It's
like
this is that's fucking wild.
because I don't like talking goats in anything because goats is always, but he's gonna be in the goat conversation. of tight end.
Absolutely. Oh yes.
And no, you're right. She'd be like, "Hey, listen, just want to let you know, this 1 point whatever billion, how many of her billions she's got, this is mine.
Yes.
Your little 50 million in earnings.
You keep your career. You
Yeah,
keep your
yeah.
little career.
That little change is yours. You can keep that. Do with it what you want, sweetie. But all this shit's mine. This is mine, and it will always be mine. Yeah.
Or it's one of those they get married and they have to have a conversation like, I need you to retire because what you're making is costing me too much in taxes.
Right.
Your little 3-year, $40 million contract is costing me too much money, so I'm gonna need you to retire, Travis.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think he's got but a couple seasons left probably.
After this
Yeah.
year, if he wins again, I think he retires after this year if they win.
If they three-peat, he'd
If
be
they
like,
three-peat-
I ain't got shit to do. Yeah.
Go out on that. Go out on the high note. And this is the perfect time to retire. I mean, if they win
Yeah.
anyway.
Speaking of retiring and young and old and shit, I can't fucking believe that the Mavericks traded Luka. Like, I'm not a huge basketball guy like I am football. NFL, I'll watch every game that's on, but basketball, I'm like, oh. So Luka, who's 25, we traded for a 31-year-old Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
So we got older and not younger.
But we're gonna win the championship this year.
Man,
I'm telling you.
I don't. Apparently, they said he was too fat. Like they were like, we're tired of your fatness, Luka. You're eating too much shit. He's 270, close to 270. They said
He's going. Oh, he's going full. He's either like late Barkley or late Shaq.
or like
Shaqking
late
it up.
Karl Malone, where he just became wide body and just
That was Shaq too.
Yeah.
Shaq. His last 6 years in the league never showed up under
No.
under 290 ever.
Oh, I don't even.
There were a few there talking about he showed up at 300 pounds.
Yeah, I was like, you're giving him a little bit. I
Yeah.
think 350, 360
Woohoo,
was
fuck.
probably in his the Celtics and Cavs years. You don't think he was 300 plus? Come on, man.
Oh,
At a legit 7'3", 7'2",
So-
probably.
He was definitely over. Oh, he was
Man.
pushing maybe 320.
His foot was pushing 320. A big ass foot. I don't know why. I stayed up the other night and watched Uncle Drew. I was just on TBS and I was like, you know what? I want to watch this. And I watched every fucking minute of it and was like, I wish I hadn't watched that. Like,
I was like, why did you watch Uncle Drew?
Because I thought the concept of it, I was like, this is going to be funny. And I was like, this is not funny. It just wasn't that. I didn't think it was that good. It was just Kyrie Irving calling Lil
Terrio? I don't know.
No, a little Dre, little.
I don't know. I've seen like half of an episode of the show, and I was like, nah, I'm good.
No, Uncle Drew, the movie.
Oh, the movie.
The
maybe I'm confusing
basketball
with the
movie.
Oh, that thing. Okay,
We were talking basketball. I was talking Lil Rel.
Lil Rel.
Yeah.
Howard. Oh, okay. Okay, man, I'm thinking of a completely different show. Then.
No, it was. Why am I talking about this movie? This movie came out, I think, 7 years
anyway,
ago.
About this trade, I instantly remembered the fucking Jason Kidd trade from like, damn near 30 years ago when they had a fucking future Hall of Famer on their team and they were like, no, we're good. Trade him off. I mean, because you can get him about on his weight and get in his ass and get him motivated to show up in shape and on weight. Like, and you could put shit into his contract and all sorts of, just to make sure he does all that. But to just fucking trade him off.
Was he? He was traded, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He was drafted.
Oh, yeah. They traded him like 3-4 years into his career of finally making the Mavericks good. And they were like, nah.
He was traded.
What's up?
He was traded in 96. So he got drafted. Yeah, he was drafted in 94 and got traded in 96.
Yep, 2
and
years.
so you're right, because that was when I remember, because we were at 9-10 finally. Yeah, about 9-10. That was when I remembered.
Oh, shit, the Mavericks
are actually worth
something
watching. Yeah. You couldn't get them on TV. You couldn't watch them. They were so bad. And then we get Jason Kidd, and it was like, cool. And then they trade him.
Yep. For nothing too. I remember being so mad as a kid, be like, why would they trade him? He's their best player. Why would you trade your best player? And I was like, well, that makes no sense. And then it was my very first introduction into a team making an obvious dumb decision that they thought were being a team outthinking themselves is what they did.
They didn't think he was going to be a superstar, right? I think.
He was already a superstar in Dallas. He came in immediately, made the team better.
Well, he'd only played 2 seasons, but yeah, it was.
The team won like an extra I think 15. He gave an extra 15 wins each season that they were there. They were way better.
What is it with us? Because now that I'm thinking about it, first was Jason Kidd, then it was Steve Nash, and then now it's Luka. Like, why do we trade?
Technically, we kept Dirk. We kept Dirk all them years.
Well, but I'm saying Nash, Kidd, they're all point. Do we just trade our point guards?
Yeah. Oh fuck, we do get rid of our good point guards.
Was Luka PG or was he small forward?
No.
He's point guard, right?
No. Fuck if I know.
See, I don't even keep.
I think he kind of goes back and forth. So
I could see that. I could see where he could play.
But yeah, you can't have a 270 point guard. That's not gonna work.
No.
No. You're not, unless you're like a 6'7" Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
maybe you can get away with that.
you 270, and that's their build weight. So he probably is 285, 290.
I mean, you think LeBron's gonna get him in shape? Gonna get through to him? Because I don't see him all of a sudden focusing in fucking LA. Because you can't do it in Dallas. I don't know if you can do it in LA.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen because sometimes the stuff LeBron says to people, I'm like, bro, you really shouldn't talk to people that on a team. I get you're upset and I get that you're not winning, but it's not just their fault. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how Luka's gonna react to that kind of talk because when he was here, I don't think Kyrie did that. I don't think.
Yeah,
he didn't have a lot.
Young Kyrie would have. Young Kyrie would have fucking yelled it.
But he's not.
Yeah,
we got older Kyrie.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if there's going to be some butting of the heads between him and LeBron.
Yeah. Be interesting.
You're fat. Oh, you're old and bald. Shut up. You know, like
He's like, get your fucking son off this court.
yeah, your son's. He's like, your son's trash, bro. You know what I was doing at your son's age? I was fucking putting up triple doubles, baby. Oh, that I just we can't have good sports shit here.
No.
I don't.
No, not for too long. Not for too long. I mean,
Can't even mention anybody under the age of 30. You can't talk Dallas Cowboys football to them because they have no idea what a good Dallas Cowboys team has ever looked like because they never have.
I mean, it depends on this.
You gonna say regular season? You'd be like, oh well. In
Yeah, that's
regular
what I was gonna
season,
say. You have to depend on your measure of good because like they had great regular seasons, but they could never put it together in the playoffs. So like it was just constant disappointment, like getting your hopes up, disappointment, getting your hopes up, disappointment, year after year. It's like you're looking great, but you shit your pants when you got on stage.
Yeah, it's like
bro,
they forget how to play football when it comes to playoff time.
Oh yeah,
You just forget fundamental football.
I mean, they're perennially that person that would look amazing in rehearsals. Amazing. Like you got a Broadway show. They're looking amazing coming on there, nailing dress rehearsals, nailing their lines. They sound amazing.
Yeah.
Opening night shows up. They walk out on stage and they immediately fucking forget all of their lines. And you're just like every fucking time.
Yeah. Speaking of somebody who forgot some shit that they weren't supposed to do, you see what Elon's just Nazi saluting shit now, man. I don't care what anybody says. Listen, if you are a white dude who gets it, okay, as far as like shit you are not supposed to do, as soon as I saw that radar in my head immediately went off. I was like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Because not going to get me on television doing it. But like when he did his hand to his heart, I was like, oh, okay. And then we know what he did.
What did he do, Neal?
No, but I'm like, just put your hand. Why don't you just put your hand
just
out?
reach it straight
just
out.
Reach your hand
Hold
out.
On. So why wouldn't you just hold on, raise your hand. Hold on, do that again, Neal.
Do it again. No.
Do it again.
Do it again.
Do it again,
Yeah.
and just raise it a little bit higher.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
and put my hand up like this.
Yeah.
And the
lip bite really got me.
Yeah, he's like, I want y'all to feel this shit.
like he's a midget trying to DJ. Just
yeah. And I wonder if at the end when he was like, I wonder if inside his eyes got big and he went, oh, I gotta, my heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. I forgot we're not quite there yet. We can't do that.
That is, but see, that man, the wild part though is the people
who believe
him. They're just be like, no, that's not what you saw. Then what did I see? Because it looked, if I could show you videos and I can put them people are putting them side by side and they look very similar. So you're gonna tell me what I saw isn't what I saw.
Yeah,
accident or not. You can't tell me I didn't see what I didn't see.
There's not an accident. There's no time in my life where I've ever been like, oh, that's the Nazi salute. I know I'm not supposed to. What was this one again? Oh, right. The Nazi salute. Yeah. You can't do any kind of form of blade hand.
The blade hand.
And up. Like, you can.
Now do that a little faster.
No. No, because see, we were talking about he could have done the point.
Yes, you could even done 2 fingers.
Right,
2 fingers would have been okay.
He could have done the piece.
Boom.
Yeah.
Even if he does that with 2 fingers, everybody reckon okay.
The half LL cool because LL used to do the lip, right? And do the kiss.
Yes,
but it was just so much.
Snapped it out there.
I want y'all to hear it.
Like, I saw him click his heels when he did it too. He said, "Huh." That's what that lip bite was from. He said,
got that Hugo Boss shirt on too, the Hugo Boss pants. Now he should be. That's one thing. I don't think we should be bringing that back. However, man, we talked. You need to watch Ari Shaffir's new stand-up.
Really?
America's Beauty,
America's Sweetheart. I think?
America's Sweetheart.
Yes.
Yes, sorry.
I mean,
America's Sweetheart.
they fell in love with him after his
Beauty.
Kobe comments.
Oh, yeah.
That's when he truly became America's Sweetheart.
Well, yeah. Now he's trying to bring back. The only thing I'll say about it is he's trying to bring back the bring back the R word.
Is he?
He said,
Okay.
you know,
I'll hear him out on it. That like it. Okay, I'll have to hear his argument.
you'll have to see it. But the thing,
He's like,
yeah,
I understand. I understand. See, because we grew up just saying it, but you wouldn't really. When you call somebody it, they couldn't have. You can't
Right.
have. If you can't have somebody have something wrong with them and then
Yeah.
call it,
No, yeah.
and then
And he
say it.
he
He's
goes
like,
into that.
bro, now you're just being an asshole.
No,
now if you
he
do
goes
something
into that.
stupid, I could do it. But if somebody like they are who they are, you can't be calling them all that.
No, so I'll say that there was rules. Like you young fuckers that don't understand, we had specific rules to that word.
Yes.
And we used them properly. Like you didn't call someone who had any kind of mental disability that word.
Yes.
You said it to able-bodied people who were doing something regarded.
There's like
Not like, you know,
Yes.
yeah.
yes, like it was used to point out somebody doing something dumb. That's really what how
And
we always use.
it was so good because it was like, well, why did he do that? And you were like, well, because he was regarded. And you were like, oh,
He's regarded very well.
yeah, like he was just being really regarded. And you go, got it. You don't need to explain anymore. I get about my business. I grab my beer bag and go about my business. But I will say, the special, it was like, that was what a special should have been. It didn't feel like it was thrown together. It felt like it was really material that he had, this works. I'm putting it all together. And I'm like, that's a special. Because we've seen him, like we saw him at Hyenas like a year ago.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, that was a stand-up, but that was a house show.
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
But like, no, this
special.
was a special. And it
Okay.
was good. It was really good.
All right. I can't remember. Did he ever put out his special Jew?
I just heard them talking about this on one of his.
'Cause I remember he was doing the show for a while, but I can't remember if he ever actually, because I think around the time he was supposed to record it and put it out, COVID hit. So I don't know if he ever actually put out Jew.
I think if that's what he was talking about, he was on something not too long ago. It was either Two Bears or whatever, but he'd mentioned something about like, yeah, I shot this blank time ago. So I think if it is that one, if it is Jew, I think Netflix has picked that up and they're going to release it, even though it's old.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I never released it.
Okay.
But because he was mentioning a lot of pop culture references. He's like, none of those are going to make sense now.
Yeah.
But I think that is the one that got picked up.
Okay. You should see that one.
Yeah. So I do think that was the one that they picked up, which I'm fine with. I think that's great. Like especially with tires.
Oh yeah.
That was something that Shane Gillis and his boy and Matt and all them had done and just said, "Hey, Netflix, we shot this. Do you want it?" And they went, "Yeah, let's put this up."
Absolutely. I love it. Every comic that I've heard talk about working with Netflix has always had really good things to say. And the biggest thing every single one of them says is that they don't try to like edit anything. They're like, hey, just make it as good as you can make it, and we'll put it up. And because everybody, whenever they would work with some of these networks, they were always complaining like, you
Cut
get to this, and they want to put in this, and they want to
yeah.
make this person more likable, and they're switching out this person part way through, and then they're doing this, and there's 30 other executives that have nothing to do with the actual show, trying to make decisions to make the show better instead of the people doing the show. And everybody who's talked, every interview I've heard of people doing Netflix are like, we came in, they very little notes or very few notes, or they would come back and be like, hey, can you do more of this? And they're like, really? All right, fuck yeah, we can do more of that too.
I think I think that is what happened. I think Shane Gillis and them got tires over, and Netflix was like, "Yeah, you guys, we're doing season 2. You're doing it. It's good," and that's cool because they're just they know that there's certain people that like certain kind of comedy, and a lot of stuff that comedians would want to do. I think that's why Comedy Central kind of quit doing stand-ups, because
They were trying to make it too broad, I feel like.
it's too broad, and cutting this stuff out and not doing this and not saying that, and
Didn't want to offend anybody.
yeah.
But see, that's the great thing with Netflix, because Netflix they could put out the most offensive fucking specials and also put out the fucking
They hit everybody. They really hit everybody.
And everybody's gonna have their own fucking algorithm. So you can have the most offensive with the most PG stand up, and one will never meet or see the other.
Well,
and ever really have to worry about it unless they go searching for it.
But think about, like, no, because Nate Bargatze and what's the Beyond the Pale? Jim Gaffigan, they're clean.
Yeah.
But I also get,
but you know the people who are only watching Nate Bargatze and Jim Gaffigan,
they go to
and
Dry
they have
Bar,
no idea who
right.
a Tom Segura or an Ari Shaffir even are.
But that's, I guess, because Nate Bargatze has,
like, these are the same.
He's been on with Bert and done stuff with Bert.
Yeah,
before.
but okay.
But
it's
you're
the
not.
same people
you know him that way. You don't know him from Bert's stand up.
It's the same people who kept Fuller House alive for the longest time,
Oh.
or the Boy Meets Girl instead of the remake of Boy Meets World that they did. Like you know what I'm talking about. But
then,
super like.
Yeah, but that gets into what we were talking about before with shows, and like me not being cultured in some ways. Like so certain we just extend shows out and extend shows out and extend shows out. Like, there was no reason why we needed to do Girl Meets World. Okay. Like, Boy Meets World was a product of its time. I don't think that kind of format survives today. And it didn't, right? Because I think it didn't Girl Meets World get canceled or ended or whatever.
2 seasons.
Yeah.
But I mean, Fuller House made it, I think, like 4 or 5 seasons, I think.
Did you watch it?
Sandy watched it.
Okay, no.
Sandy,
I get it.
Sandy, I watched it with Sandy because Sandy was watching it.
Okay,
but I will say that was not something that I would have seeked. I would have tried to check out 1 or 2 episodes, and I don't know if I would have come back to it after that.
That's what I'm saying. If it hadn't been for Sandy, would you have checked out Fuller House?
No.
I checked out Cobra Kai, but that was because I knew what I was getting myself into with Cobra Kai.
I think I watched the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai. I haven't gone back.
But it's kind of like if they were to do Family or Matters, or I don't know, more Family-ist Matters.
A new Step by Step remake.
Can't do those because didn't they both die? Didn't both?
Suzanne Summers die?
Oh, I mean,
but they could use
the
kids.
Generation.
Yeah, they can do the kids.
Didn't a bunch of them get like?
I don't fucking know.
I remember
have no idea what happened to the cast of Step by Step.
The Cody dude, the cousin that lived in the van, didn't he get multiple assault charges against his girlfriends, his wives and stuff?
I forgot about that.
No, we can't. It's Squid Game. Like I said, there's certain shows that if you have enough content, go 4 or 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. And I really think 4 or 5 seasons on any show is kind of the cap on what they should be doing. I don't need 11 seasons of one show that it's like, all right, you got nowhere else to go with this anymore.
I will say, Netflix is good about that. I will say Netflix and Amazon are the 2 networks or streaming services I've seen that are good about not giving a show too many seasons. They'll which it kind of pisses me off, but sometimes it does it because they'll have like 1 season of a show and be like, show is good. I like this. We're like, yeah, we canceled it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I'd rather you leave me wanting more from a show than being like, why the fuck did they even have this season?
Well,
I'd rather be disappointed you didn't make more than disappointed you made an extra one that was garbage.
Right. There was a couple. I watched Heels. I was kind of hoping that because Netflix picked up Heels after Stars canceled it, but the main dude that was in Heels is now on another show, so I don't know how they would do that. So I was kind of like, why did y'all even pick it up? But maybe now that WWE and Netflix are together, that they do pick it up and just run with it their way. But it was a pretty good show.
Yeah, I mean, but see, the shows that Netflix I've seen pick up from other shows. I've seen them do 1 or 2 extra seasons and then drop it after
Right.
that, and it's always been good. I mean, they did that with the they did this one show called The Killing that I really liked. They did it with Suits.
Yeah, they did it with Lucifer.
Yeah,
They
with
picked that
Lucifer.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they did it only 1 or 2 seasons. They're like, all right, this is cool, and then they're like, fuck it, get out of here, get
Yeah.
out, get out, get out.
Well,
And so-
they finished it, which
Yes.
was cool. That they're like, no, we're gonna finish the story.
God, yes.
That just sounds like some rich grandkid that's like, no, I want you to buy it
Mm-hmm.
and finish it for me, granddad.
Dude, that used to really piss me off. You had these old network shows that would run for 8 seasons, and you were like, all right, are these two ever going to do something? And then all of a sudden they just cancel it, and you're like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? You're just like, you fucking teased this for the last 6 seasons, and you're
Yeah.
not even going to get to it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, ugh.
It's like they did Breaking Bad. I think Breaking Bad was 5 seasons, and that was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I think The Boys this is its last season, which I think it's the 5th one. But yeah, it's just we don't need to. Like, I haven't seen the 2nd season of Squid Game, but I'm kind of going. No, that was perfect. Like that was the first. You just did it. You got to the end. You made the point. You had your act 1 through 3, and you were done. I just don't know how you extend it to a 2nd season. And even if you do, and I'm like, okay, I watched it. I apologize. This is great. I don't know how you keep just extending out that same kind of format.
I don't think you can. I think they left enough things at the end of the first season that they can tie up because they can still
Right.
go back
It should
with the
be a
guy
tie-up
and his
season.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna tie up a bunch of stuff. You
Yeah.
know, maybe I don't know. I'm just guessing. Like the dude comes in, the other dude who got shot off the fucking cliff or whatever. He shows up and helps kill whoever's doing the thing, and the guy who's supposed to go back, I don't know, does something else and fucks the whole game over.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I don't know, but I think that's a good place to wrap. So next week's Super Bowl, right?
yes, we
Okay.
will either be, man. We will find out. You will find out why Philly fans are the absolute worst. I want to end on this.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
Because I saw something a while back that actually irritated me. Because
Yeah.
they were asking like, who are some of the worst NFL fans? And I saw people say Cowboys fans way too much, and I was like, fuck that. No, fuck all of you. Because here's why.
So we're gonna end on a fuck you to everybody. Okay.
No. I'm gonna say Boston fans, like Patriots
From
fans,
Boston.
Patriots and Philly fans are the worst. Because take any other city in the country. All right. Remember when Philly won that Super Bowl a few years ago?
Yeah.
You remember what the fucking city of Philly did after they won that goddamn Super Bowl? When they rioted, you had dudes eating horse shit on the street.
That
you had
was
people
some nasty
climbing up
shit,
telephone light poles and fucking street light and traffic light poles
Traffic
and
lights
tearing them
and
down and
tearing
all sorts of
everything, yeah.
yes. They had to grease the pole. What other city in the country would they have to? Would you have to make? Would
Well, it
Dallas
was
have
their
to do
fir-
that if the Cowboys won a Super Bowl?
It was their first. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like if we had the next Super Bowl. Okay, I have to say if they have a Super Bowl victory while I'm still alive, I don't know because it's been that long. But like because
don't-
Philly, it was their first one. I'm not condoning rioting. I'm just saying it was their first. It was their very first Super Bowl ever.
Yes, but even still, it's been
I agree with you.
30
They suck,
years,
okay.
and Dallas will not go the same route Philly went.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
say that, but I don't know anymore.
I can't.
don't know.
One, you're not going to see people eating horse shit. You're not going to see people. I doubt you'll see people flipping over cop cars. And,
I don't feel like we would. I really don't.
And
But
I
I'm
don't.
saying,
And like you might see people climb. You're going to see people climbing on top of shit. But I don't see the traffic lights or the light poles. People climbing up for whatever the fuck reason.
it's too high up.
I don't see it.
I don't see that
see
either.
it.
I don't see it either.
Hold on. Again, Philly fans, the worst.
Well, now, you could have left all the riot and shit out. When they were eating the cop horse shit, I was like, okay, y'all have fun. Y'all go do your thing.
Yep.
But we will have, this will air, and we'll have one more episode. We'll actually record on Super Bowl day, or maybe
probably, we can record right after the Super Bowl.
after or before.
Uh,
We'll probably have to do before.
They'll find out if they see one. they'll find out when they see it.
Yeah. Well, all right, folks. Thanks for tuning in this week. Please
Yeah.
hit that like and subscribe because we need to get our subscribers up. Go tell your friends about it, like The Weeknd said. Go tell them about it, and help spread the good word of the Neal and Neal podcast.
Hey, everybody. Peace.